Speaker 1.
Yes, I've basically decided what I want to do when I grow up. I really want to be a teacher in a primary school. It must be so satisfying teaching young kids to read and write and seeing them start to learn about maths and science. I know it's hard work and the pay's not very good, but there are more important things than money, aren't there?
Speaker 2.
I'd really like a job where I'm going on business trips all the time. You know, going to other countries and places I haven't been to before and staying in really nice hotels. It sounds really exciting, doesn't it? Lots of people have jobs like that these days, and some of them earn quite a lot of money too. So I think it's possible that I'll be able to get a job like that when I'm older.
Speaker 3.
Well, my uncle's a travel agent. He's got a shop in the high street and I often help him out at weekends. I'm learning a lot about the business. It's really interesting and I think it's something I'd like to do too when I'm older. I know my uncle will be pleased if I follow in his footsteps, and I can't actually imagine myself doing anything else, to be honest.
Speaker 4.
I'd hate to have a job where you go to an office and sit at a desk all day. In fact, I don't really want to have a job at all. I really enjoy studying. I know it sounds strange, so when I leave school, I'm going to go to university to do a degree. If I do well, and I hope I will, then I'll stay on after my degree to do research. Who knows, I may be a professor one day.
Speaker 5.
Well, I know it's a bit of a dream, but I want to be a rock star in a really popular rock band. Everywhere I go, people will rush up to me and ask for my autograph, and I'll be on TV and in the newspapers all the time. It sounds really cool, doesn't it? The problem is, I'm not sure I've got any talent. Maybe that doesn't matter, though.
Hi, can I help you?
Yes, I've just moved to the area and I was wondering what I have to do to use the library.
Right. Well, you have to fill in this application form here. It's quite easy. Just put your name, address and telephone number. And we will need to see some form of identification, just to prove you are who you say you are.
What kind of thing do you need? I haven't got my passport with me, I'm afraid.
Have you got an electricity bill or a phone bill on you? We just need something that's got your name and address on it, really.
I've got a bank statement in my bag. Will that do?
That's perfect. So, once you've filled in the form, I'll check the details on the bank statement and then I'll give you a library card. That'll allow you to take books out of the library.
Are there any rules I need to know about?
There are a few, yes. You're only allowed to have 3 books out at any one time.
I see. And how long can I keep books out for?
You can have each book for 2 weeks. After that, you have to pay a small amount. It's 50 pence per week.
That sounds reasonable, I suppose. And do you have a music section? In the library I used to go to, they had lots of CDs which you could take out.
Yes, it's the same thing here. The music section is on the 3rd floor. And, once again, you can only have 3 CDs at any one time and can only have them for 3 weeks.
Sorry, I didn't quite understand that. Can I have 3 CDs and 3 books? Or is it 3 of everything in total?
Yes, sorry. I didn't make that very clear, did I? It's 3 things in total. So that might be 2 books and a CD, or 2 CDs and 1 book. Does that make sense?
Yes. They had exactly the same policy at my last library too. That's fine. So I'll just fill out the form now, shall I?
Yes, please, if you don't mind.
And now, as part of our regular Monday morning look at some of the things people in the local community have been doing recently, we're joined by Alan Dawson. Alan, hi. Thanks for coming in.
No problem.
Now, Alan, we're going to be seeing you soon in a major Hollywood movie. Is that right?
Well, yes and no, Gloria. I'm pretty sure I will be in the film, yes, but I don't know whether you'll notice me. I'm not one of the stars, you see. I was an extra.
OK, let's start at the beginning. What's the movie?
It's called Battle of the Giants, and it stars Jeff Piper and Celia McCullum.
And some of the scenes were shot in the local area, were they?
Well, put it like this. Most of it was done in Hollywood, but I think people who live around here will be able to spot a few local landmarks in the battle scenes.
Right. So how did you get involved in the movie?
About 6 months ago, I saw an advert in the local paper asking for extras. They said acting experience wasn't important. You didn't have to be particularly good looking. You didn't have to have any skills, really. Just a desire to be in the background of a film.
And you applied?
Yes, I thought it sounded really interesting. You know, apart from a couple of school plays when I was a kid, I've never done any acting, and it's not often a chance like this comes up. So I jumped at it.
And what happened after you applied?
For about 3 months, nothing. Then one day I got a phone call asking me if I was still interested. I said I was, so they asked me to come to an interview the following week.
That interview, was that some kind of audition?
Not really. I didn't have to do any acting or anything like that. And as soon as I turned up, it became clear that I could be in the film if I wanted to be. I think the real point of it was to take my measurements so they could make a costume for me.
And how long after that did you have to actually act in the film?
About 2 weeks later. I'm not sure I'd call it real acting, though, and I didn't have any lines to learn. I'm in 6 or 7 crowd scenes, just standing around, really. And in one scene with a few other extras, we had to run away from one of the giants.
Did you enjoy it?
Oh, it was great fun.
And have you seen the finished film yet?
No, it hasn't been released yet, but as soon as it comes out at the cinema, I'll be going.
I'll make sure I see it too. I'll be looking out for you.
I hope you spot me.